All right. Says I'm live. If you guys can hear me, please let me know and we will get this started. I'll pop the chat out. Got about 100 of you waiting. Do appreciate you spending your Sunday morning with me. Pop the chat out. Let's get the spreadsheet up and we will get this going. Happy Talladega Day. Should be a fun one. Obviously, hard race to project out, but we can try to figure out what the field's going to do, and that's how we'll build our lineups, just try to get different things like that for tournaments. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Talladega is always fun. If you guys watched the Xfinity race yesterday, that was insane. I think like over half the field just got demolished. We had guys on the roofs. I think I saw a car that was half gone. It was a fun race to watch. I don't usually watch Xfinity, but I turned it on because I was bored, and definitely was a fun one here. All right, got my loud and clear from Andre. As always, appreciate that. I saw you're here, Mom, so I'll get you in before I scroll up. But thank you for being here. And yeah, I know you're a Logano fan, and well, it's one of those days where this is one of those tracks that's good for him. So I wouldn't be too surprised if he ends up getting the dub here. So let me scroll up to the top here, and we will get this started. But feel free to ask me any question you want. Silly, serious, don't care either way. And if you guys could leave me a like on your way in, I would also appreciate that as well. All right, so what's up, Brian? The Dodgers are not so invincible this year. We're talking baseball already. But James Outman, though, really good. I appreciate his work on my fantasy team. Spread says, greatest track on the planet. I know you've been there many, many times, Spread. Definitely one of the best tracks out there. And we have a Potato in the infield today working, so we need a caution. Hopefully you can throw something on the track for us. Okay, Ryan says, who are your 2 to 3 must plays for a small field cash today? And 1 to 2 low ownership sneaky good plays. I'm thinking Cindric and Haley for low ownership. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, no problem. If you're playing cash today, I mean, you're probably 100% jamming in Chase Elliott. You're jamming in Corey LaJoy starting in the back. Alex Bowman's another guy that will be quite popular for cash games. If you're looking for some low ownership plays, there's definitely several that I think look pretty good. Cindric's actually one of the drivers that pops in my model the most as far as highest leverage. And then you also have guys like Christopher Bell, Kyle Busch, which Kyle Busch is not going to be unknown today, but he is showing a decent amount of positive leverage premium. But Justin Haley's another guy that's going to be lower ownership, I think in low teens, and is showing some positive leverage there. So just a couple guys that are popping for me. Good morning to you as well, Carmi. Alan says, if you were using average starting position to ensure your GBP lineups have enough PD upside, what's the minimum number you would want to hit? Thanks. I don't really calculate my average starting position when I'm building, but what I typically do is just follow this rule set where I want 0 to 2 drivers starting in the top 12. I want 0 to 3/4 drivers starting inside the top 24, and then, well, 13th through 24th in that starting range. And then I want usually 3 to 6 drivers starting 25th on back. So I guess I don't have my calculator in front of me, so I don't know what the average of that is specifically, but somewhere in that range. Anthony says, how many minutes is Chris late today? Over under 4 minutes? I think I hit 11:09, so I guess we pushed on the 4. So, you know, I'm always late. I apologize. I was running around trying to fill my water up. Yep, gotta be fashionably late. Conscious I hit the like button? For sure, appreciate it. Spread says, waiting for Chris. It says, I assure you he will arrive soon. Kyle says, yo, Chris, loving your content. Appreciate that, Kyle. Thoughts on drivers starting P10 through P16 today? How many at a roster? Favorite GBP plays? Thanks, amigo. Good luck today. Good luck to you as well, Kyle. From starting 1 through 16, or I'm sorry, 10 through 16 was your question. So that would give us Chris Buescher, Kevin Harvick, Bubba Wallace, Tyler Reddick, Austin Dillon, Austin Cindric, and Ryan Preece. Yeah, a bit of a dead zone there. Bubba Wallace is the guy that I think will pick up the most ownership there. I think Kevin Harvick's probably right behind him. And I'm fine with both of those guys. The rest don't look too appealing to me. Maybe besides Chris Buescher slightly. He's showing he's going to be optimal with what his ownership is, so not really getting much leverage there. But yeah, I don't mind Harvick or Wallace. We know Wallace is one of the better super speedway drivers in the entire series. And Kevin Harvick, while he's not really known for being like this great guy at Talladega, but I believe the past 6 races he has 5 or 4 top 10s here. So not a flashy guy. I don't think he's going to win. But if he can kind of hang around that top 5 all day, like in that range, and maybe just a couple guys back in front of him at the end when he finishes 3rd, that's not a terrible day. So I don't mind Harvick or Bubba there. The rest, Cindric's fine too, but I'm not in love with that range. And favorite GPP plays today? I love Kyle Busch in 17th. Again, he's not going to be like super low owned, but I do think William Byron will pick up ownership. Then you have Brad Kezlowski right there. And Kyle Busch doesn't exactly have the greatest history at plate tracks, but I think he's going to run well today, and he should be a contender. So I like Kyle Busch. I like Eric Jones a lot. Justin Haley's fine. Todd Gilliland. Those kind of guys down low. Anthony says I'll take the over. Yeah, it's usually a safe bet. What's up, Rick? Says it's day, good day. Good morning, CP and Race Fam. Good morning, Rick. Thanks for being here. Conch says vroom vroom, you know it. Anthony says my favorite race today. Let's go, Ricky Bobby. I forgot to watch the movie for pre-race prep, so unfortunate, but yeah. Gotta love Talladega. Love Talladega Nights. Alan says also, if you feel it'd be profitable for you, I'd be interested in ownership projection only pay tier. Well, I don't want to have too many tiers is the problem. I do have the ownership projections on just the regular NASCAR tier, which I'm not sure if I'd want to differentiate from that. But it's got everything on there. I mean, it's something to consider, I guess. But I'm not even sure how to price that out, really. Clint says, good morning, y'all. What's up, Clint? Talladega, baby, my favorite track. Yeah, I know it's a lot of people's favorite track. I mean, it's just an iconic track. I mean, everyone loves it. So I'm right there with you. I love Talladega. I was playing NASCAR 03 when I was little. This is the track I always went to. Geico insurance is expensive. Yeah, I wouldn't know. I've had Progressive and I've had State Farm, I think. Never had Geico. Yeah, I was a little bit late. Hair and makeup, yeah, you know how it is. Mr. Super Dave says, sucks the Cup Series will just run this race single file because their cars are made of glass. I wouldn't say they're made of glass. They're pretty tough. I'm hoping the racing should be good. I mean, the racing in Atlanta, I mean, they had some decent parts there, and I'm hoping they're double. At least, hopefully, they're side by side the entire race. I don't know why you picked Blaney to have on the screen. He's a bum driver. Come on, Talladega's his track, though. I even had to wear the shirt just for Blaney today at Talladega, because this is one of the chances he's got to actually pull a win. Just loves Blaney and being late. I guess those are both correct. What's up, Hockey? What's up, Spencer? Says, plate race. LaJoy breaks through for the win today. Good luck today. See Penn Gang. Thank you, Spencer. And it'd be fun to see LaJoy win. I'm just not sure he can get the win because I just feel like he'll get bullied up front if he gets there at the end. Like, I don't think anyone's gonna really push him to the checkered. Just feel like he'll get dumped by somebody. So I'm hoping he just will take like a 6th place finish if he's up there. I'll take a 6, but I don't know if he'll win. Because I mean, if you have a train of like Kezlowski, Logano, and Blaney coming at you, I don't think they're gonna play too nice with Corey LaJoy at the end of the race. What's up, Paper? Let's dominate today, fellas. Yeah, hopefully. Definitely have to have some luck on your side here at a track like Talladega. I mean, we can set it up as good as we want, but you always got to have some luck on your side as well. What's up, Rowdy? Need a turnaround of my luck today? Well, I mean, definitely need a lot of luck here at Talladega, I'll tell you that. What's up, Timothy? Leaving major cash on the table. That's no problem at all. I feel like I keep saying cash wrong. Not wrong, but in a weird accent. I don't like it. I gotta fix that. Also, I forgot to reserve some contests on FanDuel, and they fill early, so I gotta make sure I do that like now because there's like no spots at all left. So if you guys haven't reserved it over there, wait until I do, and then you can do it yourself. Okay. But yeah, I mean, a track like this, leaving money on the table is totally fine on either site because people are going to want to max out their salary. And, you know, I kind of do that at Talladega a little bit more than I would at Daytona just because the racing style can be a little bit different. But, yeah, it's never a bad thing. Big Deal says hit the like button before you forget. You know it. You know it. Okay, well, it was telling me there was no contest available, which I don't think that would have been correct. Apologize. Just want to make sure I get this in before I can't reserve anything. Race fan says, yeah, I have 2 lines today, left $4,000 on the table and 45 on the table. That's totally fine. And a lot of people, like, if it's their first week playing, they're not going to do that. They're used to basketball. They're used to, you know, MLB or NFL, and you pretty much want to use all your money up for the most part. So, I mean, this is definitely one of those weeks to have an edge on the field. What's up, Tito? Let's go, Kes. I might go 100% today. Also, Truex or log out. Best of luck today, buddy. Thank you, Tito. Please don't go 100% Kezlowski. I like him a lot today, but I mean, it's Talladega, so I would not recommend going 100% on anybody. I wouldn't even go near 100% on a guy like Chase Elliott. So, yeah, just be careful with that. Contra says Elliott and Truex locks for GPP. I wouldn't say that. No, I wouldn't say Truex is locked for tournaments at all. And Elliott, I mean, yeah, he looks like a great play on paper, but for tournaments, I mean, he's definitely going to have some high ownership. And Truex, I mean, not really your best Super Series driver out there, and he's starting what, P7, so that's really tough to get to. I wasn't even really planning on playing Truex today. He'll win now that I said that, but. Paper says, if there was one driver that's high owned that you would fade, who would it be? Oh man, there's several candidates for that. I mean, a guy like, well, if we think Denny Hamlin gets close to like 15-20% today, he's popping a little bit in my optimal for me, but I just can't justify him being that high owned. So wouldn't want Hamlin. Not saying he's gonna be like super chalk though. As far as the mega chalk, like Elliott, Chastain, Kezlowski, Bowman, Stenhouse, maybe potentially being lowest on Stenhouse there. But even then, he's showing positive leverage for me in ownership. So it's just tough. I mean, all those place differential plays are going to grade out well just because of the track this is. But it looks like Bowman is showing me the least positive leverage of all the big name PD drivers as of right now. So I'd say either Bowman or Stenhouse if I had to. But they're all going to project out very well. What's up, Michael? Hola, mi amigos. Let's have a great day today. Hopefully you do as well, Michael. Thank you. Appreciate it. What's up, Bolster? Concha says, stack the bag, baby. Yeah, in a way. In a way. Don't get too carried away stacking the bag because, you know, sometimes the Talladega can kind of go green. And in that case, if you have all the junkers like McLeod, Yaley, and Riley Herbst, you're just kind of screwed. So I wouldn't go full-on junkers today like we would at Daytona. That's always, you know, at Daytona, it's a different beast. Like, we are pretty much guaranteed several wrecks and a big one. Talladega, sometimes it can be a little hit or miss there, so you have to be careful. But I mean, Daytona, it's basically guaranteed. Joe Gray says, Gregson today? Yeah, I'm fine with no Gregson. He's starting, what, 20? Probably put this by qualifying order here. Yeah, he's starting 30th, and I have no problem with that. Again, I know Legacy hasn't really showed speed this year, but that doesn't really matter at a track like Talladega. What's up, Rick? CP, you always do AA? Eric Amarola? That's what you mean? I'm not playing Eric today, though, if that's what you're asking. Crowdcheck says, what's the best strategy to build guys with good place differential upside, but also guys that can be up front consistently throughout the race? Well, if you're going to go that route, I mean, the pole sitter is always a bit scary, but if you want to roster like a Ryan Blaney or a Joey Logano, like say, for example, you use Joey starting P8, you can grab a couple other guys in the teens that you'd expect to run up front, like a Bubba Wallace or a Busch, a Byron, something like that. And then you can just filter in the PD guys, which is kind of what we see as the optimal at a track like Talladega. Like, if we look at the past 2 optimals at Talladega, the spring race last year had Elliott in 28th, Busch in 12th, Bowman in 27th, Chastain in 19th, Austin Dillon in 14th, and Eric Jones in 16th. So you had 4 drivers in the 12 through 20 range, and you had 2 drivers outside the top 25, which would follow the rules that I gave you guys earlier if you're using an optimizer. And then for the fall race, we had Ryan Blaney in 19th, Elliott in 16th, Chastain in 6th, Michael McDowell in 29th, Landon Castle in 33rd, and Todd Gilliland in 34th. So once again, just follow the rules that I told you guys. So you had 1 driver in the top 12, 2 drivers 13th through 24th, and then you had 3 drivers 25th on back. So again, it's usually follows that set of rules. I forget why I was saying that, but hopefully I answered someone's. Oh yeah, you're asking about the strategy there. So that's kind of what it would look like. Oliver's dad says Kes starting too high for cash. It's very close, Oliver. I was thinking this. Well, I guess Oliver's dad. I was thinking the same thing. Like, it's a little risky for cash. If this was Daytona, I would say no. I think for Talladega, it's okay, and plus his ownership should be pretty high, so I'm okay with Kezlowski in cash. But it's iffy though. I mean, he's not the first guy I would start with. I would start with Elliott, LaJoie, Bowman, those kind of guys. Then if Kezlowski's like your last pick guy, I'm fine with that. Because I mean, Kezlowski should be able to get up front. I have a bet on him to win the race at 1,500, so I hope he does win the race. I have bets on Kyle Busch at plus 1,800 and Kezlowski at 1,500. That's all I got. I don't want to do anything else crazy. Morning to you as well, Mark. Good morning, the S3 says, I give you a shout out every week on my pod. You're the man. Oh, you have to link that to me, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. What's up, Zach? Says, let's go Kezlowski. I'm here for all the pro Kezlowski statements. I love them a lot today. Yeah, I'm up. What do I think here? Playing tournament single entry on DraftKings, Chastain, Brad Kezlowski, Kyle Busch, Austin Dillon, LaJoie, and Herbst. I think that's fine. I mean, Chastain, Kezlowski, Busch, they'll have some ownership. Austin Dillon's going to be low on though, so Riley Herbst, Corey LaJoie will be chalky, but I'm okay with that. You know, Herbst is kind of scary for a single entry, but look, if he can just avoid some wrecks, you're going to be fine at low ownership, so I'm okay with that. Do I think it's smart to build certain lineups around manufacturers as teammates that should stay together or don't get too attached to that? I would not personally, because it looks great during the race sometimes. Like, you'll see Team Penske, you know, back in the day, you'd always see Kezlowski, Blaney, Joey Logano. They're running a train. It's like, heck yeah, I knew I should have stacked these guys. Well, what do you know? Last lap, Kezlowski and Joey Logano, they'll kill each other, and then you have Joey finishing 24th, Kezlowski in 16th, and you know, maybe Blaney finishes 4th. But at that point, it just doesn't matter. Like, during the race, sure, it looks great. Everyone's working together, but at the end, they don't care. They'll kill each other. So I wouldn't get too attached to that. Let's see. What's up, Pugsley? Sandra says, who's your favorite out of the last 10 drivers? Salary-wise or starting position? I'll assume you mean salary. Let me sort this by salary. Where's my cutoff here? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so my favorite between the bottom 10, well, I would say it's either Corey LaJoie or Austin Hill. I'd give the edge to Corey LaJoie, but LaJoie and Austin Hill are the cheap guys I'm getting to quite a bit. Also, like Todd Gillen for tournaments. I think the ownership probably lower than it needs to be. Any sleepers today? You know, there's a lot of smart people out there anymore, so it's hard to find sleepers. You know, like everyone's talking about someone, but Gillen could be a sleeper. You know, I mean, he starts right beside Chase Elliott, and you have Corey LaJoie down there for cheap. So I don't think a lot of people will go Gillen. I don't mind him. You know, Zane Smith's fine. Justin Haley, Eric Jones. I guess you could call them sleepers. Yeah, I know, Natalie. I'm bad with it. I'm bad. I really am. Just so much going on now. Hard to remember everything, but I do need to do that. Pugsley says only 3 tourney entries for me. One with Joey, Ross, Brad, Harvick, Haley, and LaJoie, but I'm second guessing Joey. Any suggestions? I guess my question to you would be, why are you second guessing him? Is it just because of the starting position, which I understand? But overall, I mean, your lineup construction looks good. You have Joey in 8th, Ross 23rd, Brad 20th, Harvick 11th, Haley. Oh, where's Haley start? I feel like he starts like 24th. No, 26th. So yeah, I mean, that's totally fine lineup for tournaments. I mean, Logano could come out here, lead 50 laps, and win. That's certainly possible. Denny says best cash picks today, like Elliott, LaJoie, Bowman. Those kind of guys are going to be very popular for cash games. 2 favorites and 2 fades on FanDuel. I will probably not be playing Hamlin on FanDuel. If I'm playing like a single entry, I'm not playing Denny Hamlin on FanDuel. Just because, like, yeah, I know he's amazing at Talladega. And if he wins, sure. But, I mean, there's just, the Dominator points aren't, well, I guess on FanDuel, we don't have to worry about Dominator points. But, I mean, I can just get a guy like Blaney. He can give me 4 spots, win the race instead of just Hamlin. I mean, Hamlin has to win, basically, for that to work out. At least I get some more leeway with like a Logano or a Blaney or even a Ross Chastain, William Byron, Kyle Busch. So I'm probably not playing Hamlin on FanDuel. I'm also not going to get to probably really anybody in the top 4 on FanDuel. I'm just not going to play. And then 2 favorites on FanDuel. I mean, Chase Elliott, Kezlowski are probably my favorite on FanDuel. Also, Byron, Chastain look good. What's up, Rick? What do you think about Logano, Busch, Kezlowski, Stenhouse, and Bowman on FanDuel? That's fine with me. I'd probably have something close to that. I haven't built yet, but I imagine I won't be too far off. What is your highest owned percentage in your pool? I have not yet built Stanley, but I'll tell you right now, I don't think I'm going to have anyone above like 50-ish%. That'd probably be my cutoff range. I think Elliott will be the highest owned driver. We might see him approach 40. We will see. But yeah, I don't think I'd really go above 50. Just because it's the nature of the beast at Talladega. I don't want my entire lineups to get wiped out. Spread says, pretty crazy how much luck you need as a driver at Dega. Cream still rises to the top usually. Yeah, I mean, you always see the same guys running up front, contending for the win at Talladega. Like, I was looking at the recent winners. Like, not even recent, like just the past 10 years at Talladega. And trying to pull it up. Like, it's just basically always the same guys. They just take turns. So looking at Cup, I mean, Elliott, Chastain, Wallace. Then Kezlowski, Hamlin, Blaney, Elliott. Logano, Kezlowski, Logano, Kezlowski, Logano, Kezlowski. They just take turns. Hamlin. So, I mean, it's like the same guys every time. Now, you still have to avoid the wrecks, obviously, and there's always luck going to be involved, but you always see the same guys up front. I mean, you're going to see Kezlowski up front. You're going to see Logano. You're going to see Blaney. You're going to see Hamlin. Favorite driver starting inside the top 12? Logano, Blaney, Harvick. Trying to pull up the starting spots. Okay, so guys I'm rostering inside the top 12 today would be Blaney, Bell, I actually don't mind, Logano, a little bit of Buescher, Kevin Harvick, and Bubba. I'm going to be very low on Denny, not playing Almirola, Gibbs, Briscoe, probably not playing Truex, and I'm not playing Larson either. Doug says only using 26th to 35th. 27th to 35th for cash. 1,500 left. Okay, Chris? That's fine. That's fine, Doug. I wouldn't use junkers in cash. As long as you're not doing that, though, I think it'd be good. So if you're only using 27th to 35th, I'm going to try to guess your lineup. I'm assuming you're using Bowman. You're using Elliott. You're using Stenhouse. You're using LaJoy. There's 2 other spots left. Maybe Zane Smith and Austin Hill. Am I right? Maybe Gregson. Last spot, GPP, Chastain or Busch. I think Busch will be a little bit lower owned. So since it's a tournament, I'll roll with that. But you're just flipping a coin. But ownership-wise, it should be Busch lower. Checkers or wreckers. That's quite the name for today's race, I'll tell you that. I love it. Good morning to you as well. Single entry GPP, Wallace, Cindric, Priest, McDowell, Gilliland, and Zane Smith. That's a great tournament lineup. I mean, yeah, Bubba will get a little bit of ownership, but Cindric won't. Neither will Priest, McDowell, Gilliland, Zane Smith. So, yeah, I mean, you're off the wall there. You should be unique, so I like it. Michael says 3 and 3 out, 3 must-haves in a pool, and 3 to leave out of a pool. 3 must-haves, I mean, I got to have Chase Elliott in the pool today. I got to have Corey LaJoy. I think you got to have a guy like Eric Jones in your pool as well with how good he is at a track like this. And then 3 guys I'm kicking out. Not going to play Larson. I would probably kick Denny out if I had to. And I'm excluding like the Gibbs, Almirola, Briscoe because that's kind of obvious. So kicking out Larson, kicking out Hamlin, and probably kicking out Truex. As they finish 1, 2, 3 and dominate the race, right? Yeah, I like that name too. Timothy says, your top 5 from the other video plus Stenhouse fits, stack in the back. Oh, from the stochastic video. So I did record that before qualifying. So I'm trying to remember what I posted. So Jones was on there. Blaney. Kezlowski. That's 3. I don't remember the other 2 I put. I think McDowell actually. And I don't know if I mentioned LaJoy. I think I'm right. I see Miss Julian is here. Welcome in. Happy race day. Thank you for stopping by. Mass says, see Penn, about time we get the Blaney thumbnail. I did it just for you, Mass. And I even wore the shirt. So we're covered today. Gotta show our boy Blaney some support. He needs some help. What is it, 55 races since he's won? I know he won the $1 million race, but it doesn't count. Michael said that it's his birthday. Well, happy birthday to Michael. Hopefully your day goes well. Got to set baseball, basketball, and NASCAR lineups. Wish me luck. What would your settings for ownership and randomness be in a cruncher for Dig? I mean, that's a busy weekend, so best of luck on that. But as far as settings for ownership and randomness, I think on randomness, I typically go around 25-30% for most tracks, but at Talladega, I think it's fine up to 50. And as far as ownership, I'm not exactly sure what I'd have for a threshold of ownership. But if it ends up getting too chalky, I would just kind of like delete those lineups out. But I don't really think there's a set number you have to be at. But I am kind of curious what my average would be if I just let it run here for like 20 lineups really quick. And then we can look at some of the statistics on that build. So just ran 20 in those settings, something like that. So average ownership was 182.40. Now, obviously, not everyone's ownership projections are going to be the same, but it should be within that threshold around there. Average salary use 49.7, which is really high. So if you wanted to put that down, you could obviously nuke that a little bit. Minimum ownership was 170, max was 193, and min use was 48.9. So Optimizer is putting some chalky lineup, so you'd have to play around with that a little bit if you want to get a little bit different. Hey, what's up, Jason? Got one last bet today, man. Best top 3. What you pick? Need you today, Larson. I see Larson kind of sucks at these tracks. If we're looking at his numbers at Talladega, like I love Larson. He's one of my favorite drivers. The guy's just so good. It's insane the talent level, but so we're looking at 4 races at Talladega past few seasons. He got an average finish of 24.8, running position outside the top 20, and 1 top 15. So it's not pretty. I would say the odds are well against him to not finish in the top 3, so I wouldn't go that route. If I had to pick a driver in the top 3, I would probably flip a coin between Kezlowski, Blaney, and Joey, probably. Whatever one has the best odds, I guess. Good morning, Jared. Brian says, what about stacking all Toyotas and some back? I'd have a problem stacking all the Toyotas because the problem is they all start up front. I don't think you can build a good Talladega lineup. Like, yeah, there's going to be some guys like in the top 12. They'll probably crack the optimal. But I don't think you can go like past 2. So, like, if you were stacking all Toyotas, you'd have Hamilton first, Gibbs in 3rd, Bell in 6th, Truex in 7th, Wallace in 12th, Reddick in 13th. That's a horrible Talladega lineup, so I would not recommend doing that. Maybe like 1 or 2 max. 2 max. Even that's going to be pushing it based off of historical roster construction here. Good morning, Reaper. Ross says, can I pick the pace car? Sometimes I wish I had the pace car, you know. We'll get a few laps led for free. And he's going to stay clean all race. And he'll probably finish above half the field. So, yeah, the pace car might not be a bad option. DraftKings should give us the option, like 4K, pick the pace car, and it can work out, it might not. It's up to you. How high am I on Chastain? Pretty high. I mean, the projections like him a lot. Obviously, was really good at the super speedways last season. And won a Talladega race, so. He's aggressive enough to make moves to get to the front. Krawcheck says, I feel like Toyota could have a strong race if they stick together and execute on pit road. I mean, that's certainly part of it. I mean, they don't have the numbers game, but they'll find a way to hope. I'm not sure I'll say hopefully. I mean, I kind of hope they suck, but we'll see how it goes. SS Jackson says, love the show, CP. Thank you, sir. You guys make it possible. Just answering questions. In 20 max, I'm thinking Elliott Stennis will be the highest owned, so I'm thinking about fading them. Who's a popular guy? You'll be low on today? Oh, that I'll be low on today? I mean, if I had to pick one high-owned guy to be lower on, it'd probably be Stenhouse for me, just because he won Daytona. He's gonna get a bump because of that, but great play racer. But he's usually wreckers or checkers, and I don't know if he's gonna go checkers twice in a row. Like, I'm not saying Stenhouse is not a good Super Series driver. He's one of the better ones in the field. But if we're looking at his numbers at Talladega, past few years, he only has one top 15, average running position of 21st, finish of 23.5. Like, he's either gonna try to win the race or he's gonna get wrecked trying. He's already got a win under his belt, so it's not like, you know, he's got to be careful and play it safe. So maybe that's the one you'd be lowest on. I mean, he's definitely probably got the worst car of those guys. Like, I would trust Elliott more. I trust Bowman more. I mean, he can easily break the slate, but I'm just saying he usually is a guy that's either going to finish first or last. Good morning, sir. AJ in Carolina. Appreciate the insight week to week. Go Cavs. Hey, yes, sir. Go Cavs. Unfortunately, they dropped 79 points in their last game. I think just brutal. But yeah, the Cavs have a decent squad, but they have their weak points. That's for sure. Got a donut from a man spread to appreciate that. It says you are appreciated. Thank you. Go Blaney. You know it. I'm definitely team Blaney today. He's one of the guys in the top 10 that I'll have to get some ownership to for sure, because he can win this race. Michael says, who'd you pick for an outright winner? I placed 2 bets, and they're not even my projected winners. My projected winner is Hamlin, I think. Yeah, it's Denny. Very close up top, though. But Denny was a projected winner, but I placed bets on Kezlowski at 1,500 and Kyle Busch at 1,800. And if you're wondering why I picked Busch, because he kind of sucks at super speedways, I wouldn't say he sucks. He's just very unlucky. He has one of the better average running positions in the field, was going to win the dual. I think he was in the second dual race earlier this year. Then he was probably going to win the Daytona 500. Ends up getting wrecked. I think he got double whammied by Suarez like twice in a row. So that was the 2 I went with, just because I liked the numbers and the model liked him as some value. But I'm not going to go crazy on outright winners here, so I'm just hoping one of those guys can cash a lottery ticket. What's your thoughts on Suarez? I don't mind him. I mean, he doesn't have exactly the greatest history at super speedways. We're talking an average finish of 24.5 at Talladega recently. Running position is the exact same, and a terrible driver rating. Awful. And he has one top 20 finish past few years here. But a lot of that can just be bad luck related, so I'm okay with Suarez. But, I mean, I definitely prefer his teammate like Chastain, 23rd. The thing is, though, if you're looking in that 7K range, it's just he's going to be the guy that's easiest to get to because of the starting spot, because everyone else starts within the top 16. Bugsley says, with Joy being such a lock, would you suggest switching to Zane to go against the chalk? I'm okay with that. Totally fine. I mean, no one's a lock at Talladega. I mean, Joy could wreck. I mean, we see it all the time where a guy that's super popular in the back at a track like Daytona or Talladega, they can easily get caught up on the wreck. I mean, it happens often, so don't think you have to completely lock in chalk. Hey, I see Andrews here from DFS by the Numbers. If you guys love MMA content or love UFC, check him out. He's got like 20K subs over there and does a lot of good work, so make sure you check out his stuff. But yeah, happy race day to you as well. And who's my favorite pump play? LaJoy is going to be the obvious one there, but I do not mind pivoting to guys like Todd Gilliland or Austin Hill. I also think Zane Smith is viable. So LaJoy chalk, but Hill, Smith, and Gilliland, your best pivots there, and Gilliland should be the lowest. Well, probably the second lowest though in there. So those are the guys I'm kind of filtering in down low today. Then he says, difference between tournament and cash. Sorry, I'm new to this. My apologies. You don't have to apologize, Danny. It's a good question. You got to know what you're heading into. So if you were playing cash games, you're trying to build super safe lineup, high floor, high ownership, because finishing first compared to 300th, let's say it pays out 300, does you no difference. So, I mean, it's not even worth taking the risk to try to finish first in a cash game. Just Don't try to be the smartest guy in the room. Let other people make mistakes and you'll be fine. In tournaments, that's when you start making some dumb decisions where, yeah, it's probably not going to work out, but in the off chance it does, like in the 16% chance it does, hey, I'm going to have some nice leverage on the field. So if you're playing a tournament today, I Chase Elliott, Alex Bowman, they'll be mega chalk. Let's say, for example, you pivot off of those guys. So instead of playing Elliott up top, you pivot to a guy, like let's say, well, I guess price-wise that's not great, but starting position-wise, you can pivot from Chase Elliott to Todd Gilliland, and you're going to be way different doing that. You can pivot from Alex Bowman to a Justin Haley and Eric Jones, and they honestly have similar upside. Projection-wise, it's never going to grade out the same because you have to give bumps to guys that are just naturally way better and better equipment and just guys that typically finish higher. But if you're playing tournaments, Elliott, Bowman, they could cut up in a wreck, finish 31st. Gilliland, Haley, they finish top 15. I mean, you have some pretty massive leverage on the field there. So pays to be first in GPPs, cash games, it does you no good. Rocky Balboa says, cutoff guys at 15 for GPP, 20 for cash. Got antsy about higher positions after Xfinity race yesterday. Yeah, that Xfinity race was insane. We can only hope the race is as good today as Xfinity was. And I never watch Xfinity, but that was awesome. I mean, we saw some absolutely insane wrecks. We saw a guy got airborne, flipped over, and just did like 10 other flips after that. Then we had another wreck where two guys were on their roof upside down. So, and then one guy just like lost half his car, got obliterated, went into the wall. So, yeah, insane race. Insane race. Dakota says cash core, Elliott, Bowman, Stenhouse, LaJoy, those kind of guys you're just going to be sticking in for cash games. AOB says Hill or Herbst for GPP. Thanks, Chris. No problem at all. I would go with Hill personally. Herbst, he's going to need like Rex for that to work out. Hill, I still think can get there without it. Yeah, Andrew's good at UFC. I mean, if you're doing UFC stuff, I mean, he's definitely the guy I would follow for sure. What's up, Mundos? Who's your best value play today? I mean, LaJoy is going to be the one that grades out the best. I think probably everywhere just because of his super speedway profile, really. John says, who we looking outright? Elliott have a chance? He's got a chance, sure. I mean, I like Hamlin, Kezlowski, Bush, they all look fine outright. Thoughts on Ty Dillon for DraftKings use? It's hard to trust the car. I mean, he's been awful this year. Just can't finish races. Personally, rather play Gillen and Gregson in a similar range. I'm not a huge fan of Ty Dillon. John, how risky you think Elliott will be with that broken leg? I mean, look, he looked good last week. Not at first, but at the end, he passed about 12 guys, 15 guys at the end of the race somehow. I don't know what happened. You couldn't pass all day at Martinsville, then Chase Elliott just magically passes 15 people at the end of the race to finish top 10. I have no idea how he did it, but I don't know what they put in that car. Leaving 10K on the table okay? Should be. I mean, if it's a wreck fest, that's when that's okay. If it's not a wreck fest, it's not going to look great. So just understand that you need wrecks, which obviously is very possible here. What's the strat for Talladega? Just got here. No problem, Corey. Many ways you can go. So if you think this is going to be chaotic wreck fest, just pick all the guys in the back, leave a bunch of money on the table. If you think it's going to be kind of half and half, get some guys in the teens, low 20s, and then get some place differential. If you think it's going to be very green, if you think Logano gets up front, dominates, and wins the race, get a couple guys in the top 12 and mix it down through there. I mean, there's several ways you can go. I don't think there's one exact way, but I mean, there's a typical grouping that usually works at Talladega if you're using an optimizer. What's the chance Almirola comes out and leads a ton of, and is in the optimal? For all of those to come true, pretty low. So my sim scores on Almirola have him at a 1% chance to be optimal. So I guess in theory to your question, I'm giving you a 1% chance. And that's just not me hating the front. Like I gave Denny Hamlin like a 13% chance to be optimal. So I just don't really see them. Almirola being able to stay up front, lead a bunch of laps, and win the race. I mean, the chances of that happening are very slim. And that's not to hit Almirola. I mean, you put anybody else in his spot, I would say the same. Besides, like one of the big contenders. Family Man, what's up? Says Stenhouse had RPM problems during qualifying. Yeah, he definitely was pretty slow. Number 1 DK team today that is in all my contests is Elliott, Chastain, Kezlowski, Bowman, Jones, and Hill. It's not a bad lineup, sir. I don't mind that. I mean, it's obviously chalky, but I mean, the Hill, I think Hill will still have ownership, but it's not bad. Carl says, idea if to have enough. Ideal or idea? Okay, let me just read it first. Enough coverage and lineups to sustain all the wrecks and still be different enough to set yourself apart, it seems. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely one of the ways to go. You want to be even on the field on everybody, but you just got to pick your spots. Like, you can easily be double the field on Todd Gilliland and still be, like, just a little bit underweight on some of these other guys. But you'll still be spread out enough to have some bullets, hopefully, at that point, you know. Carmen says, who's my favorite Dominator? For the record, I'm not rostering anybody as a Dominator today because I don't care about the lap sled. I care about where they finish. But Denny Hamlin was my top Dominator spot, then Logano, then Blaney. And that was top Dom was like 12%, which last week I had Byron at 36, I think, as the top Dom. And we don't have to talk about that. Byron just sucked. I don't know what happened. The guy's the fastest driver at every short flat track this year. He fastest in practice, even being in the slow group, and he just randomly sucks. I don't understand what happened. But oh well. I mean, what are you gonna do, right? Yeah, I mean, compared to last week at 36% for the top guy, this week it's like 12.3%. Zach says, would you prefer Bowman or Jones more on FanDuel? I'd probably prefer Bowman there. Although I think I'm going to put both in my main lineup. We'll see, though. Any thoughts on this new guy from overseas? I've heard good things about this Jean Garard guy. Am I supposed to know who that is? I feel like I might be stupid. Let me look him up. Yeah, I have no idea. Mundo says, who's the best driver starting from 30th place to 38th? The best driver? Probably LaJoy. I'm not forgetting anybody. Well, I mean, LaJoy or Stenhouse. Going to you as well, Aaron. Bull says, today just does not sound like a fun sweat. Oh, that's nonsense. It's always a fun sweat at Talladega. Always. But yes, what he says is very true. Remember, don't look at DK until about 15 minutes after last lap. It's a great advice. None of us will do it, but it's fun to say it and sound like we're going to do it, right? I always tell people that, but I don't even listen to it. I look at my lineups the entire race. But yeah, I mean, don't get caught. If you're sucking in lap 50, it means nothing. If you're winning every single dollar, every single contest with 1 lap to go, that doesn't mean anything either because they can easily wreck out. So you're never safe and you're never out of it at Talladega. Should have answered that Dom question for you. Thoughts on Harvick? He's actually one of the few drivers inside the top 12 that I'm all right with. I mean, he's kind of sneaky good at Dega. I mean, just always contending for top 10, so I'm okay with Harvick. Ford should have some speed. Doug says Chastain and Cash. I think he's finished every race here. Maybe you're wrong. I have no idea, so I'm not going to correct you or not. But, I mean, overall, his numbers at Talladega. I mean, the guy's a good Super Series driver, so I'm perfectly fine with Chastain. He used to be in junker equipment, though, so a little bit easier to finish on those if you're not contending. So, but I mean, I'm definitely fine with Ross. I mean, 2 top 5s here, has a win. So, you can play him in cash for sure. If he says, CP, do we even dare play any price picks? Not today for me, Rick. I mean, there's a couple that I was looking at, but it's literally just, if you're playing prize picks today, you're just hoping your guy doesn't wreck, or you're hoping the guy does wreck, depending if you're taking over or under. I mean, it's about all you can do. Like, you have Elliott at 55.5, which, hey, if he finishes the race, sounds good. But, I mean, if he wrecks, it is what it is. You just have no idea. I will say they have Bubba 8.5 fast laps. Everyone else is like a 3 to 4, so it's kind of oddly high. So maybe take the under there. But even then, projecting fast laps at Talladega, have fun with that one too. So it's rough out there. Race fan says here, telling me there's a chance. Hey, there's a chance for anything today. Anything could happen. Super Saiyan says, any rain in the forecast? Oh, I hope not. I don't think so, but I'm going to double check. I think Bob said 0% chance of rain, though. Yeah, we are sunny in Dega today, and there is a 0% chance of rain until 8 p.m. So we're sitting good. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name. Bowman, Busher, Chastain, Priest, Reddick, Stenhouse. What you think? It's contrarian. I mean, it can work. I mean, Busher, Priest, Reddick, they carry some risk, but I wouldn't talk you off of it. See, Austin says if Rhino23 is in here, please stop spamming on DK Idiot. Yeah, I've gotten a lot of people always telling me that he's spamming you. Olin McDowell had a dream this week he wins. Well, shoot. All right, I can get down with some McDowell. No, McDowell's not a bad tournament play today. He should be under owned for sure. If I was making one lineup, what chalky plays would I fade? Bowman, Stenhouse are candidates for that. I mean, they're going to carry some pretty decent ownership today. But, I mean, you just kind of have to hope they wreck, really. Spread says, I think the year Stenhouse won his 2 races. It was Daytona and Dega. Never say never, but the car seemed slow. Yeah, didn't he win like 2 in 1 year, I think? Like, incredible super speedway racer. Like, very good. The problem is he doesn't finish a lot of them. So I guess you really can't call him incredible. But he runs well. It's just, he's a wild man. Just say I love crepes. I love crepes, Gab. Spread, you and I both know I'm not saying that. But hitting the like button does go a long way, so I'd appreciate that. Dave Palma says, let's go Carnage. Yeah. The problem is, a lot of times now, my lineups will be doing really good before the big wreck. So I'm like, okay, let's not wreck. And then they'll wreck. And it's like, well, I told everyone I wanted a wreck, but I actually didn't need one. So I'm in a tough spot. But it seems to happen a lot now because these PD guys, they'll get up front, you know, without the wreck, and then they're the ones caught up in the wreck because they're up front. It's like, just stay in the back, please. Kyle says playing anyone in the top 17 is idiotic. I mean, that's statistically incorrect. I mean, guys in the top 17 are optimal at Talladega pretty often. I mean, not a ton, but I mean, I wouldn't say that at all. I would say it's probably idiotic to not roster someone in the top 17 because, I mean, you're going to see guys that are contend for the win. So, I mean, you have to at least prepare for that. Because, I mean, if we're looking at the optimals from last year, each one had several guys in the top 17. It's harder to project who it's going to be, but I mean, Cliff says, would you rather Logano, Busch, Bell, Bowman, Jones, LaJoy, or Blaney, Elliott, Busch, Bowman, Austin Dillon, and Finland? Oh, if I had to pick between those, probably going with the first one. Yeah, that's tough. Blaney, Elliott, Busch, Bowman, Austin Dillon, Gillen, or I'll say the first one because that's what I wanted to go with first. Travis Miller says, I'm going on a limb here and going Bubba for the win today. It's possible. I mean, it's Talladega. It's 1 year before. Ryan says, thoughts on this FanDuel cash lineup? Elliott, Chastain, Stenhouse, McDowell, and LaJoy. I think McDowell will be pretty low in cash. I'll tell you right now, I think I know what the popular FanDuel lineup will be for cash games. I'm not saying to steal this, but I mean, I'll just put it right now. So you have Elliott, 13K. I'll leave Kezlowski. I think he'll be very popular. Bowman, $7,200. I'm trying to remember what it is. then I think it's either Byron or Chastain, and then you have 7,100 left. Then you can plug in like an Eric Jones, or if you want William Byron. I think it'll be like a variation of that. So like a variation of like Elliott, Kezlowski, Bowman, Byron, Jones, or you can throw in Chastain, something like that. I feel like that'll be the like really chalky way to go on FanDuel. And by the way, FanDuel, if you're listening, please up your contest size. You guys fill hours early every single time. Even their baseball stuff. Like, they'll have like a 5 max filled by like 1 p.m. when it locks at 7. It's like, come on, guys. There's demand for your product. Just let some more people play. Like, I almost just missed out on this 50 SC because it's about filled already. S3 says, I think Dega's like watching Survivor NASCAR Descent. I just sit and watch to see who's going to be eliminated. That's basically how it is. I mean, you know we're going to lose some cars. You just kind of have to hope it doesn't hurt you too much. Off topic. Why can't I talk? Off topic. Have you ever attended any NASCAR race? I have not. But I want to try to go to Homestead, Miami this year because that is during football season and I don't have to do live streams. So I think that would be fun because I'm not too far away from Homestead. So I think that'd be kind of fun to go to. Problem is I feel like it's going to be hot. So we'll see. But I'm not, just because I have a lot of work to do on Sundays with like the streams and this. So it's tough. But I do want to go to Homestead. Who do I think will win? Well, Lou, I mean, we're probably better off just spinning a wheel and to see what it lands on. But, I mean, I have Hamlin projected to win, but I would say Logano, Blaney, Kezlowski are also very high contenders. Kyle Busch as well. Mundo says, who do you consider the best drivers that would avoid crashes? Look, I mean, some guys are just kind of luckier than others at avoiding crashes. I wouldn't say anyone's like really good at just avoiding them because, I mean, if a guy spins right in front of you, you have no choice but to hit it sometimes. But, I mean, the guys that just stay clean more than others, I mean, Ryan Blaney stays pretty clean. Denny Hamlin, usually. Chase Elliott. Those kind of guys. But it's luck-based, really. Like, Joey Logano is arguably the best. I'd say top 3 at super speedways. But at Talladega, he has won top 15 the past few years. Like, it's just bad luck. But he's still great. So, but, I mean, it is what it is. You know, some guys just are luckier than others sometimes. Bubba's actually decent at not getting caught up. I mean, he's usually always in the top 20. Off topic, what are your Browns doing in the first round this week? Is that supposed to be mean? I know we don't. You know we don't have first rounders. I think we have a second round pick. That's about it. But yeah, we're vacant in the first round market these days. What group or groups am I doing today? So 1st through 12th, I'd want 0 to 2 drivers. 13th through 24th, I would say 0 to 4 drivers. And then 25th on back, I would say 3 to 6. Nice says they really are just thin pancakes. I think I've seen crepes before, like in Vegas, and they look just very thin, like a pancake, like he said. So I guess I don't really get the appeal. Why not just have a pancake at that point? Fruity and Slip says, any pre-race inspection news? Not that I have seen. I can pull up Bob's Twitter, but I'll tell you right now, if anyone goes to the rear, I do not care. Like, it does not change anything. But let me pull up old Bobby P here. Doesn't look like anything. Okay, well, we do have one thing. To the rear, Cindric adjustments after tank Friday. Yeah, I knew about that. So, yeah, nothing. Albert says, got a $20 bet with the buddy to see who gets the most wrecks in a single entry GP lineup. Lowest total score breaks the tie. That sounds fun, actually. That's one way to do it. I mean, that's when you start jamming in all the studs that are going to be up front because you want them to get wrecked out. Ty Gibbs Future Goat says a lot of chalk today. Yeah, a lot. Which is good because it means there's ways to get different in tournaments. Travis Miller says, what are your thoughts on LaJoy admitting on his podcast that he wanted to wreck Kyle Busch and yet NASCAR hasn't done anything about it? Look, I am a fan of letting the drivers being wild out there, having fun, and because I mean they find Denny Hamlin for doing something that a lot of drivers will do anyway. Like we saw last year, Joey Logano punted William Byron out of the way into the wall of Darlington. There's really no difference. Just Denny admitted it after the fact, and other drivers have done something like that. So I don't know. Just seems like they didn't like Denny, I guess, saying on a podcast, but it sucks because we need drivers with personality, and they want to nuke all the personality out of the drivers, so you're left with a piece of cardboard like Chase Elliott being the most popular driver. So I think you just got to let the drivers say what they want, have fun, and more people will be happy about it because it makes drama. And whether you like it or not, drama brings in ratings for sports. Ty Gibbs Future Goat says, "Won money yesterday with 4 cars wrecked." Yeah, that's one of those things. Like if you have a guy wrecked today, you're not dead. You're not going to win a tournament. I mean, maybe if you're in a single entry and it's like 80% on a chase. But if you have like 2 guys wrecked today, you're not done. Like you can still cash today. So don't think it's game over. Snapper Kitty says, Ryan Reinhardt is a have no data to back this up, but it feels like either Ty or Austin Dillon always sneak into the GPP winners. I can look at the last 2 at least, and I'll let you know. Let me see. Last 2. Okay, so spring race had Austin Dillon, and the fall race did not have a Dillon. So we were 1 for 2 on that theory. I know what you mean, though. It does seem like they kind of do slip in there. DK multiplier entry, Chastain, Bell, Stenhouse, Buescher, Suarez. So Buescher and Bell will be the oddballs there, but if they can just finish the race, I think they'll be close to the front. Foghorn says Elliott, Byron, Bowman, Suarez, McDowell, Chris Buescher. It's contrarian. I mean, you have a couple chalky guys for sure, but you kind of balance it off with low-end guys like Michael McDowell and Chris Buescher, so I can allow that. Bull says, well, I talked myself into 150 SE in voice chat. I mean, that was a given, Bull. We probably had that line set at minus 400. And even then, that's it's probably a little low. Alex Duckball says, happy race day, Chris. You too, Alex. Haven't heard Kyle Busch's name once. Oh, I've said Kyle Busch's name. I like Kyle Busch today. I do. I'm a fan. So, I'm on the Busch train. You say spin a wheel? Yeah, Bull was building his lineups using a wheel. I think one of the Daytona races or something. So, hey, honestly, it's not the worst way to go, guys. Says I'm missing out. I've been the Bristol Dirt Race twice and one of the Indy Road Course races. If you're going to go to any race, I think instead of Homestead, go to Daytona Night Race or Talladega. Oh, I'd love to go to Daytona Night Race, but I'm like 6 hours away. It's like really far away from me in Florida. But I would love to, though. It'd be fun. Bristol Dirt, I'm jealous. My friend went to Bristol Dirt a couple weeks ago. He had a great time. So, I mean, if I had to pick any track to go to, I would want to go to Bristol or Daytona, and it would be the night race. I think those would be for me personally, my favorite ones to go to. And I don't think there'd be a bad seat at Bristol, right? I mean, you can see the entire track the entire time. How's Bell looking today? Surprisingly, did not look too bad in the projections in the Sims. So I am not anti-Bell today. Got a donut from Lou. Says celebrate the first super chat from Lou. Oh, appreciate that. I'm sorry it didn't show up for some reason until just now, but thank you very much. I do appreciate that. I don't know why it didn't show up, but thank you very much. DCZ says, what's up, Chris? Rough estimate. How much salary should be left on the board? I would love to sound smart and tell you yeah, I got an estimate on what that's going to be. I don't know. It could be 10,000 left on the table. Could be close to even. It very well could be. I think the first Dega race last year actually did leave $0 on the table, which it's not something I expect typically. But yeah, it was 50,000 clean. Then the second race was 46.4, which is what 4,600 left. So there's not a set number. Trent says, "What's up, Pennell? What's up, Trent? Is this Trent from my school? I can't click on your profile, so I'm not 100% sure. But if it is, what is up?" Fruitian said, "Oh yeah, you're welcome." Bull says, "Sending to the roof today for an approved adjustment." Oh yeah. Oh yeah, just read that. I'm behind. I forgot. What's up, Zan? Gibbs first win or what? No offense. I hope not today though. I'm not playing any Ty Gibbs. If he wins today, I give you permission to just dance on my grave all week. Bull would be happy with it. Gibbs win. I guess I'm not friends with you guys today. What's up, Jay Smokes? I think Brad K gets his first win today. I hope so. I hope so. It like gives a sneaky GBP play. If you're playing Gibbs, I mean, he's basically got to win the race, which I think that's very slim. Very slim. Oh, let's see. Chris Buescher, Suarez, McDowell, Elliott, Bowman, Byron. Any thoughts? Yeah. Oh, I think I already answered that. But it's a mix of good tournament plays with some chalky guys. I'm all right with that. No problem at all, Steven. Thank you for being here. No problem, Aaron. You're still to go. You are as well, Aaron. Thank you for being here. Travis Miller says, Kyle Busch has the most personality in NASCAR, in my opinion. Who do you think has the I mean, Kyle Busch is up there. Denny Hamlin recently has got one, which is fun. I mean, I like Denny. I know a lot of people don't, but I'm personally team Denny. But, yeah, I mean, Kyle Busch, I can probably agree with you. I'm trying to, who else think? I mean, everyone's kind of boring for the most part. Yeah, I mean, Denny and Kyle Busch. I mean, no one else really does anything. Like Chase Elliott. I mean, I like him, but he doesn't really do much. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I really can't think of anyone else, which sucks because, I mean, if you're talking about other sports, you can name a bunch of other guys. So, I mean, NASCAR, every time someone's trying to have fun, they'll step in and ruin that. What's the randomness for today? I would put it around 50%, Bull. That's probably what I'd be at. Yeah, you know how he is. Oh, it's awesome, Trent. Well, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate that, sir. Nice to see you. It's been a long time. But I hope all is going well. Yeah, good luck to you as well, Rick. I think we caught up to the chat. Just over an hour, so didn't take me too long there. Playing Brad K and Cash too. Fringy, I'm okay with it. Not a lock for Cash, but I'm totally fine with it. But I think I caught up. If anyone has any last second dire questions, serious, silly, stupid, I don't care. Let me know, but I'll get out of here, build some lineups, and I'll be in the Discord. I'm away to the race. Beautiful day, 65 and sunny. Have fun, Greg. Have fun. Should be a fun one. Hopefully it's like the Xfinity race yesterday, which was fun to watch. Yep, we're rolling out. Yep, hit the like button on your way out. Appreciate that. I don't know how many. Yeah, we're just over 100 today, so. Appreciate everyone stopping by. I like Bubba today, obviously. I mean, just good super speedways, so got to have some interest there for sure. Appreciate it, Clint. Thank you for being here. Yep, good luck to you guys as well. All right, wish you all the best of luck. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, either hit me up in Discord, Twitter, YouTube, whatever it may be. But wish you all the best of luck, and I'll see you all next week.